Thank you. I got to tell you, I'm just blown away once again. It really is my privilege to stand before you today, and it's an incredible honor to have Mr. Stonecipher himself ask you to come and speak at a convention like this, and to be in front of such incredible leadership, and to have someone like Mr. Self, who I have such high regard for and has done so much for our team. Mr. Self could talk to you about going to the grocery store, and I'd be fired up about getting some food. So I was backstage, jumping around, excited. But today, I'm gonna give you a few nuggets. I'm just gonna start off like this: that this information that I'm gonna give to you, this information that I got from most of the people up in the front row, except for I won't give them credit for what I'm about to share with you today. I had a rare opportunity about 8 years ago to play golf with a gentleman by the name of Dennis Windsor, and a lot of you guys know him. And I was early in my career, and I asked him for some secrets. I said, what is the secret? How do you make this thing happen playing golf? Because I couldn't play golf very well, so I just, talked to him. And he said, there's 3 things you have to do in this industry to make it happen. I'm going to give you the 3 things. And he said, you have to lie, you have to cheat, and you have to steal. Now, some of you are like, yes, I'm in the right spot. Others are, a little nervous like I was. And this is what he said. He said, you have to lie awake at night thinking about the possibilities of this thing. See, I haven't slept in over 4 years because of this compensation plan. He said, you have to cheat a little time away. You might have to cheat a little time away from Infidelity Island or Reuben or whatever the latest reality television program is. You might have to cheat a little time away from your lawn in order to grow your life. He said, the other thing you have to do, you have to steal. You have to steal every good idea you can get. And I'm here before you today because I've stole a lot of good ideas, thanks to a lot of the great leadership. So I'm going to give you some of that right now. But before I start, I just want to quickly tell you my story. I don't have all the things that they say you should have to be successful, really in anything. I don't have a college education. I don't even have a high school diploma. Matter of fact, if I take you further back, and this is the first time that I've ever told my story, in front of this many people, and it's extremely difficult. See, as a young man, I was way off track. Someone asked me in the hallway, what was the redefining moment in your life? And I can take it back. I was 17 years old. Had a heart attack from smoking cocaine. Now, at the time, you know how it is when something happens in your life you can't understand, or it seems like the worst possible thing. But looking back today, I realized it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Because out of that experience, what happened is I was introduced. See, I lived in this little world, didn't leave my neighborhood, didn't know there was more out there. And out of that experience, I was introduced to people who saw more in me than I saw in myself. I was introduced to personal development. By the way, if someone gives you a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, he's giving you a hint. It's amazing how when you get information, how when your mind expands, it can never go back to its original dimensions. I was messed up for life. I could never be the way I was before after I read that book. So the information that I'm going to share with you is because of... what happened is that these people saw more in me than I saw in myself. They said, your past does not have to equal your future. So we started slowly working on our mind, and because of that today, thanks to this incredible company, and how do you thank someone like Mr. Stonecipher? Because I didn't have the education, I did exactly what society said I should do. I became a janitor for a company called General Electric. Now, how many people would agree that being a janitor isn't the most prestigious career on the planet? My mom wasn't handing out pictures of me in my green jumpsuit saying, hey, look at my little Johnny, what he's become. But I fit real well into that box. But what I found as we were moving through, as we were focusing, as we had that burning desire and we were willing to work and we were teachable, I watched so many other people that were highly educated. They had all the accolades, but they were in a box too. Matter of fact, some of the engineers I met, their box was sealed a lot tighter than mine. Bigger car payments, bigger house notes. They couldn't get out of that box. These fake facades that you could break with a rubber hammer. You know what I'm talking about? So today I want to talk to you a little bit about how we built our business, because those that know me know that there is nothing fancy. I don't have any fancy maneuvers. I got no tricks. It's just simply following great leadership. And this is what we've done. We've decided to become system-driven. You probably won't be able to read my writing. But would you rather say I am smart or I is a millionaire? see, great teams in this industry, I love what Mr. Self talked about going out there and building these teams, because we don't talk about, if you're in the NFL, you don't talk about the NFL, you talk about your team, am I right? And great teams check the individual ego for the ego of the entire team. And because of that, the individuals win. Does that make sense? Because we started following systems, and there was companies like McDonald's that they knew about systems, didn't they? They understood that they could take a 17-year-old, put him in a McDonald's in Chicago, take that same 17-year-old, put him in a McDonald's in Florida, he could run the whole show, couldn't he, with a little training? Because you don't need a guy in a suit, trying to hard sell you on a Big Mac, do you? Because it's all driven by system. The same thing here with a $26 membership with an incredible company like we have. All you have to do is follow the system. So a lot of you guys already know what the systems are. It's the PBRs. It's the weekly business briefings. It's the Super Saturdays. It's an event like this that is mandatory. That's part of the system. This isn't other stuff. This is what you have to do to be successful in this industry. And see, if we're starting here and we're associates, where do we want to go? I mean, isn't the goal to get to platinum? But here's the challenge. Here's why so many people don't make it. Because they start off on this road and they decide to do it themselves because they're ego-driven. It's about them. So they start off and this is what they start to do. Oh, I can't make it on Tuesday night. Got to mow the lawn. Oh, I can't make it to the Super Saturday because my lawn, I got to mow the lawn. You guys with me? I got to paint the house. Oh, no, you don't understand. My people are a little more professional. How many people have heard that? Oh, you don't know me. Well, we got 20-year-olds that aren't very professional making 15, 20 grand a month. So this is the path that so many people take. Now, what would be the easiest way to do it? Straight line. It would be following a system, but yet most people choose not to do it. They don't follow a system. So we became team-driven instead of individual. See, when you think of great teams, I love basketball, I love all sports, but you think of some great teams of our past. You guys remember the Boston Celtics when Bill Russell played for the team? And you look back at what they did. See, Bill Russell, how many championships did they win? 10, 11, 12, something? 11 championships. Because Bill Russell's philosophy was always pass before shoot. It was always get the ball to another teammate, let them have the glory. Does that make sense? And that's what we focus on so heavily within our organization, is driving this team spirit. And that's why I'm telling you, some people get upset when they see all the flashlights waving. I'm so excited. I'm like, man, I just got to figure out what they're doing. But now I can't do the flashlight thing. They already stole the idea. I was going to do the hats, and someone did the hats. I don't know what we're going to do now. Are you guys with me? Everybody okay? All right. For the people I can see, some of you guys look like deer caught in headlights. Like, another. What the heck? The other thing I want to talk about real quickly is production-driven versus politics-driven. Yeah, O was right. See, this is the challenge that we have, is that so many people are so focused on politics, are so focused on, they see someone climbing the ranks, and instead of congratulating them or high-fiving them or saying, they have the scarcity mentality versus the abundance mentality. See, I just always believed that if someone else could do it, it was proof that I could do it as well. When I watched the people that go across the stage, I was sitting here, and I used to get real upset sitting here watching somebody's film, like, man, if that guy can do it, oh my God. Then I would see others, and I'm like, if he's doing this, man, I have to make this thing happen. But what happens, production-driven versus policy, production is not fair. When it's production-driven, it's not fair. But it's the truth. You guys follow me? It's the truth. See, and the truth sometimes is painful, isn't it? I mean, Winston Churchill said it best. He said, the truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it. Ignorance may deride it. But in the end, whoop, there it is. See, and because the truth is not fair, guys, picture this. You guys remember, I moved into Chicago right when the basketball team moved out, when Mr. Jordan left the team. But you guys remember Michael Jordan was leading an incredible team, wasn't he? In one of the final games, it was towards the end, they were playing the Utah Jazz, and they were down by just a couple of points, a few minutes or whatever, a minute left on the clock. See, we talk about production-driven in team sports all the time. In corporate America, we don't talk about production-driven, do we? We talk about, who do you know? Who are you connected to? What's the color of your skin? What's your gender? Am I right? We don't like to talk about that, but that's the reality. But great teams understand that it's about being production driven. So you imagine, we got a minute left on the clock.